The last Dragon Ball Super card game Rarity guide I made seemed to be helpful to a lot of people, and for a while I thought it would stay up to date. Then Clash of Fates happened, then Destroyer Kings, Assault of the Saiyans, and so on, which all introduced new rarities along with countless promos that came out, and I realized it was time. Out with the old, in with the new Dragon Ball Super card game Rarity Guide version 2. To quickly recap for anyone who's not aware, rarities determine how, rare a card would be to pull out of a pack. If you've ever opened a pack, then you're already very familiar with commons. They are the most abundant rarity of cards and have no foiling. However, from set 3 onwards, if you got lucky, you may pull a parallel foil common, which is the same as a base common apart from a layer of solid foil covering the art. In set 8, they changed the foiling to a slightly different design. Uncommons usually make up the rest of the pack. They are, by name, slightly less common than a common, and the art of uncommons can extend past the left, right, and bottom borders but do not protrude on the top. Uncommons are also non-foil normally, with parallel foil uncommons possibly being at the end of a pack. Rares are one of the rarities that can take the spot of the last card of the pack, the final card usually being the good card of the pack. The first rare extra card was Baby's Subdual from set 3. The foiling pattern differs depending on the set. Sets 1 and 2 have a solid color across the card. Sets 3, 4, and the Tournament of Power have a rainbow foiling pattern. Sets 5, 6, 7, and Draft Box 4 have shatter foil rares. World Martial Arts Tournament has dotted foiling across the card. Clash of Fates has a combination of shatter foil and dotted foiling. And Set 9 has gone back to the rainbow foiling pattern from Sets 3 and 4 due to complaints about the shatter foil patterning. Super rares are commonly the bread and butter of any deck, the ace of the deck you could say, and they can be found at the end of the pack like rares. The first super rare extra card was Gallic Cannon from Draft Box 4. Super rares used to come about 6 per box, however in set 8 they lowered the amount to 5 and sometimes even 4 per box. Super rares have gold foiling across the card in the form of effects, and these effects do stretch beyond the top border and continue under the card's name. Special rares are alternate art versions of certain cards. From sets 1 to 4 and Tournament of Power, only 4 super rares would become special rares. However, from Theme Booster 2 to Destroyer Kings, every SR in the set had an SPR. With sets 7, 8, and 9, it appears random in which cards they'll choose. Nowadays, starting from World Martial Arts Tournament, you're guaranteed 1 SPR per box. However, in the beginning, you were not guaranteed one. SPRs are textured in a variety of different patterns depending on the cards itself, and the styles differ depending on the specific sets. Secret rares are the last rarity pullable from a normal pack. Their scarcity varies from set to set, but it seems to be about 2 per case nowadays, so 1 in 6 boxes should hold a secret rare. Sets so far have had a maximum of 3 secret rares, and they are made to be game-ending finishing moves, all of which have the skill Ultimate. And since only 1 card with Ultimate can be included in a deck, that limits it to 1 secret rare per deck. Secret rares are textured like special rares, and their prices are up there as some of the highest in the Dragon Ball Super card game. To hype up Dragon Ball Super Broly, Clash of Fates included a new rarity, feature rares. These feature rares came 3 to 4 per box and were a big part of the marketing for the set. I guess it must have worked because they did a very similar thing in set 6, this time labeled as Destruction rares, then another time in set 7 with Infinite Saiyan rares, Duo Power rares from Draft Box 4, Hero and Villain rares from set 8, and set 9 has Iconic Attack rares and Reboot Leader rares. Seems like these new rarities are all essentially the same thing, so I really don't see an issue in crowding them under the umbrella of feature rare. Special signature rares, or just signature rares for short, were introduced in set 7, supposedly because it was the game's 2nd anniversary. They're based off the idea of the special rares from the Tournament of Power, cards signed by the English voice actors. They're themed around 1 color and are so far as rare as being secret rares, being 1 in 6 boxes, and they are fetching quite high prices, especially Vegito. Hailing from the starter decks, we've got the starter rares, cards exclusive to these pre-made decks for beginners to learn the ropes. From sets 1 through 5, the leader cards and one of the other cards are printed like super rares with the gold energy foiling, with the rest being non-foil. For set 6's Rising Broly starter deck, there were 10 exclusive starter rare cards, as opposed to the usual 5, with all the non-super rare foiled cards lined with a silver parallel foiling pattern. In set 7, the non-super rare foiled cards were foiled like parallel foiled commons, and this has continued. And they introduced a new product called an expert deck, which was, quote, made for, quote, players who already know the ropes. And this expert deck includes 10 new expert rare cards, with 5 of them randomly being foiled when you purchase one of the products. Okay, this is going to be a long one. Promo rare is a term for basically any card Bandai makes that can't be fit into anything else. There's special pack promos, which came from the special packs from series 1 through 6, tournament promos, which come from shop tournaments, BCC promos, which have been unfortunately stopped, but they essentially were also tournament promos, draft box leaders that come with the draft box, power boosters, which were special events going back to old sets, box toppers, cards that come on the top of newly packaged boxes, championship promos, cards given out at special championship events, pre-release event promos. At certain pre-release events, they have certain promotional cards for doing well in the tournaments, and many others that can't be put into a category. Some examples of these others are Pure-Hearted Son Goku from the Dragon Ball World Adventure, the Gogetas that came with Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission on the Switch, the Broly and Gogeta leaders that came from watching movies in theaters in the US and other places in other parts of the world, and Broly Packs 1 and 3. Expansion rares come from the expansion sets, which there have been a number of. Mighty Heroes, Dark Demons Villains, the Ultimate Box, Unity of Saiyans, Unity of Destruction, the Special Anniversary Box, Marvelous Collection, Surge expansions, and plenty more to come. The foiling has also come in a variety of different ways depending on the specific expansion sets. Mighty Heroes and Dark Demons Villains had a dot pattern across them, the Ultimate Box, Unity expansions, and the Marvelous Collections had nothing really special with their foilings, being like parallel foil commons and uncommons, and the Anniversary Box and Surge expansions had textured expansion rares. A lot of cards have been released with alternate arts. Both the Special Anniversary Box and the Marvelous Collection have old cards with new artwork. Cards from the Special Anniversary Box have completely new artwork, while the Marvelous Collections reuse the main art but give an alternate background. Other alternate background cards include the Series 7 pre-release Super Dash Pack cards, Mafuba and Cold Judgment, and the 2019 Championship winners alt-release leaders Vegito, Broly, and Vegeta. There's also event pack cards, which there have been 5 event packs, each with a different visual style, and they are other reprints of popular cards with alternate backgrounds. Event Pack 1 had a golden background with Dragon Ball Super Card Game 2018 written on it. Event Pack 2 had a completely green background with Shenron behind the character. Event Pack 3 has a black background with a golden reflection of the character. Event Pack 4 keeps the reflections but with a pastel paint splatter artwork. And Event Pack 5 has a rainbow pattern with the respective character behind the main artwork. You can get these event packs by going to places like championships and other licensed events. All of these cards are the same as normal apart from their different hot stamps. Pre-release promos come from, probably as you can guess, pre-release events, and they state which set they are from. Hot stamped cards can include a multitude of things. They began with the Coming Soon Super Saiyan Blue Goku, then going into specific set reprints with gold stamps over it. And the most recent was a Dragon Ball World Adventure stamped Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta leader. Judge promos are given to judges at events and with levels 1 and 2 varieties, and there has been 7 packs of judge promos so far. And for the second time, now, this is all the rarities in the Dragon Ball Super card game. However, I'm sure with this game's continuous success, there will be even more in the future. There's the whole new thing with unison cards, which add the chances that more and more cards with more and more rarities will be continued to be printed, which will allow many to join the game and those already here to keep enjoying it for many years to come. I'm excited to see what happens next, and hopefully I don't have to make a version 3 anytime soon.